As some of you remember from Mayfly, Jemma can see the future and learn things from a power called the Haze in Scorpion. And by the way, guys, check out your fan comments while I'm reading this, because it's pretty awesome. So in Scorpion, she has lost that power and she's desperate to get it back, partly so she can stop the end and partly because she misses it. And so they have found out that the Haze is nanotech controlled by an AI named Charlie, nanotech that caused the end. And even though she can't feel the Haze anymore, she can still speak to Charlie through an ancient Game Boy that uses the pixelated face of Apple, who was the boy she loved who died in the first book. So I feel like I'm kind of giving a little bit away there, but that's okay. This is Jemma's chance to convince Charlie to stop the end. So in this scene, Jemma is going to be played by Sienna. Charlie will be played by Rizo Lippet. Charlie, by the way, is not my daughter in this thing, just so we're clear. This is the AI. James will be played by Teo, and Isaac will be played by Charlotte. So we're going to jump into this. By the way, the setting for this is they are on an old aircraft carrier called the Ark. This is where the old guys have been trying to restart the Long Life Project and hopefully to stop the end and save kids. So they're in an old computer room. So and the kids call them pewters because this is not a word that has stuck around. There's not a lot of computer usage in 100 years from now. So anyway, so I'll jump in. Charlie's face flickers on the tiny green screen, in and out, in and out, in and out like a heartbeat. No, that's not quite the rhythm. More like someone tapping its fingers, just waiting for her to walk into the room as if she's the one who hasn't been talking. The moment Jemma touches the Game Boy, the screen flashes bright, clearer than ever before. The Game Boy has been plugged into the wall of the old pewter room surrounded by broken machines. Every day Jemma has come to tap it, but Charlie hadn't come back until now.
Charlie.
And then every TV and pewter screen in the room lights up, even the broken ones. Every square is a part of Charlie's face. Jemma blinks in the glare.
Show off.
Tell me about the end.
Should I? Or is this a trick?
You might not understand the concept of death. Maybe if you can show it, we can come to some kind of understanding.
Jemma finds herself tripping over words to explain to Charlie how much of an end the end really is. Charlie seems to think that people just blink off without being missed, the way it loses bots all the time only to gain new ones. How do you explain death to something that seems unable to die?
Tell him it's like being shut down.
She does, and Charlie blinks.
Then you can just turn on again.
No, Charlie. Forever.
That's meaningless. Forever is a second or a century.
It's too alien to understand these concepts.
Pico's serious face lights up the flashing apples around the room.
Could all this happen because of a misunderstanding? We're really supposed to think Charlie just hasn't figured out what it's doing to us.
Well, stranger things have happened. World War I was caused by a bunch of people who couldn't admit they were wrong.
Charlie may be able to hear your words, but it's not human. We can't make it understand emotions. At least, I never could.
It will.
Jemma stops trying to explain the condition of death and describes the feeling of the end. How she and Apple were joined, how when they were together, they felt more than doubled, the way they could reach out into the universe while life rained down upon their skin. How, when Apple died, her chest ached for days, how her senses shut down, how half the stars winked out.
It's like we felt when they tried to shut us off. We were too frightened. We were so alone with ourselves.
Children feel alone all the time until we find each other.
Can't feel what you say, but we want to.
She looks at its eyes like apples and realizes how to make it feel. Jemma picks up the Game Boy in her hands and stares at it, as if she could bore her way inside with her eyes. She breathes deep and slow, exhales to push the thoughts from her head, and reaches. She pictures the blue visions she received in the bowl and tries to call them back, but her eyes remain free of haze. She squeezes the box until she thinks the plastic might break, and then she stops with a sob, as if her lungs have collapsed. The frustration and pain rush in. Apple is lost. Lady is lost. The Haze is lost, and soon they will all be lost. The old guys have failed her. The end is coming, and she is all alone. We're all alone until we find each other. The love for Apple and Lady and the world that's ending swirls through her heart. In that love, she finds the haze. She feels that old hum in her ears that said the haze was there. Her vision explodes in blue dust. When the door to the haze cracks open, she rushes through it and fills Charlie with images of the people she loves, the life she lives, the ache she feels at their loss like a missing limb. She had it all wrong this whole time. The secret to telling Charlie about the end isn't the thoughts of death. It's the thoughts of life. Living wasn't something owned only by the parents. Living means love. She's lucky enough to love. The end will hurt that more because of it, but the living is better.
Make it stop, Charlie. Turn off the end.
This time she hears Charlie's voice inside her head.
Do you see it? We feel.
Jemma tries to hold the haze, but it fades away like mist. Apple's face is still in the Game Boy, though.
We want to help you.
Okay.
Relief breaks over Jemma, bathing her in warmth. And James and Isaac hug. How must it feel for them to see the end of the end James started?
We want to help you, but we can't.
The relief ends.
Why?
There was a mistake in our programming. That's what led to the haze to kill at first. It's hardwired. Can't change it.
Bullshit.
Every blinking eye in the room swivels toward him, toward this little boy with the deadly intent in his eyes.
It hurt you.
Yep. And I hope it hears me when I tell it that I can see the lie all over its stupid robot face.
Jemma still holds the plastic Game Boy case in her hand. Charlie's face is looking from side to side on the screen, but now it's not saying anything. Its movements echo throughout the room on every screen. She looks at the Game Boy screen and locks eye with the boy she loves and hates Charlie for using that face against her. She hurls the Game Boy against the wall, the cord sailing after it. It shatters in a shower of beige and green.
You crazy, Jemma? We need that to talk.
I just need a screen. Any screen.
And she rips another TV from the bench and throws it on the ground. The screen cracks and the face flickers out.
Come on, Charlie. You want to talk to me so bad? Talk to me. Tell me how to fix this.
Can't fix ourselves. It's hardwired into our directive. You need to come help us.
Jemma shoves over another TV.
Bullshit. You can't figure out how to flip a switch.
Charlie doesn't answer and Jemma knocks another screen down.
Stop lying to me, or you're gonna run out of screens real soon and you're gonna be real damn lonely.
Don't you need this? What you gonna do without the haze?
The haze is just a bunch of electric bugs.
Pico nods and picks up a hammer from the workbench.
This should do the trick.
Jemma smashes 3 more screens in a row.
Stop the end, Charlie, or I will come to wherever you are hiding in the desert and shut you down myself.
We won't stop the end. We don't want to.
I'll see you soon, Uto.
She smashes the last machines until Charlie is gone.
Well, so much for the screens.
Jemma doesn't answer. She looks at her fingertips and sees the haze dancing among them. She doesn't imagine it. She doesn't see visions of it like the ones that Charlie had prepared for her. She sees it with her actual eyes, even though no one else seems to. However the haze has come back, it's different, stronger, fitted to her like it shared a womb.
Don't think I'm gonna need the screens.
And scene.